Good morning, everyone. We are the Green Horizon team, comprising of Joseph Otieno, Esther Maynor, Virginia Gathaiga, Tiffany Machuka, and Bianca Lubembe, an interdisciplinary team of data scientists, community organizers, and climate communication specialists united by a shared mission: closing Africa's climate information gap. The core problem we identified lies in digital climate data platforms. These platforms are failing to deliver clear, actionable, and relatable information, especially to vulnerable African users who are on the front lines of climate impact. As the data shows, global warming has reached 1.55 degrees Celsius, and Africa has already exceeded 1 degree Celsius since 1901. Poorly designed digital interfaces and the lack of localized communication leave millions unprepared for extreme events like droughts. Now, who is most affected? Our research identifies 5 key vulnerable groups. Smallholder farmers, who face unpredictable rainfall and crop failures. Coastal residents, threatened by rising sea levels and forced displacement. Urban slum dwellers, dealing with rising heat stress in overcrowded environments. Pastoralist herders, whose grazing lands are shrinking. And women and children, who often carry the greatest burden in adapting to these changes. These are not just statistics, they are real lives. Let's look at the data. This chart shows that electricity and heat production are the single largest sources of global greenhouse gas emissions, slightly above agriculture and land use. This emphasizes the need for clean energy solutions, especially as energy access expands in developing countries. Our source for this is the Climate Reality Project, 2020. Multiple independent datasets, from NASA, NOAA, Hadley, and others, confirm the same alarming trend: Earth is steadily warming. This graph shows the temperature anomaly over time, indicating a clear rise over the decades. The science is conclusive. The question now is how we respond. Let's break it down further. According to reports, the year 2024 was 1.55 degrees Celsius warmer than pre-industrial levels. Crop yields could drop by 30% by 2050, and the energy sector emits 73% of all global CO. Africa, already warmed by 1 degree Celsius since 1901, faces disproportionate risks. Marginalized groups suffer even more, with death rates up to 50% higher in some regions. So, what's our proposed solution? We are developing an interactive ebook that shares localized climate stories from across Africa. The rationale behind this approach is that it's mobile-friendly, offline accessible, and low-cost, making it ideal for remote and underserved regions. But what makes it powerful is its effectiveness. By embedding real narratives and lived experiences, we make data relatable and actionable. In short, we turn numbers into stories that inspire resilience. Let me begin with the why behind this mobile-first prototype walks users through climate knowledge in clear, bite-sized steps. The prototype has a total of 7 frames, but for the purpose of AVING clear images for this slide, I will take you through 3 of them. Frame 1 previews key story bubbles that hook curiosity, while Frame 2 uses a simple mind map graphic so non-experts grasp cause chains at a glance. Frame 3 closes with side-by-side government and personal actions plus image placeholders, nudging immediate behavior change. Lightweight icons, minimal color, and consistent arrows keep cognitive load low and bandwidth demands minimal, exactly addressing our identified pain points. Our users consistently report 5 core frustrations. First, local climate statistics, like rainfall trends or heatwave alerts, are buried inside sprawling global reports, forcing them to hunt for relevant numbers. Second, mixed quality online sources blur lines between evidence and opinion, eroding trust. Users want clear signals of scientific credibility. Third, dense text blocks overwhelm non-experts, so they crave concise videos or infographics that distill complex science without dumbing it down. Fourth, many rely on basic smartphones and spotty data, making heavy websites unusable. A lightweight, bandwidth-efficient design is essential. Finally, community members wish to submit their own observations, photos of flooded streets, shifting planting dates, yet most platforms demand technical skills. Addressing these pain points drives the ebook's design. First, we will organize intensive user research workshops in 3 climatically diverse countries, Kenya, Ghana, and South Africa, to map regional information needs, interface preferences, and connectivity constraints. Insights from these sessions will guide development of a multilingual prototype, engineered for offline use and optimized for low-bandwidth smartphones. Simultaneously, we'll partner with local NGOs to train at least 50 community reporters per country, providing. Next, we'll launch a 3-month beta release, tracking engagement metrics and qualitative feedback to fine-tune navigation, visuals, and fact-check badges. Finally, we'll negotiate API connections with national early warning systems so the ebook can push timely hazard alerts alongside narrative content, positioning the platform for government endorsement and continent-wide scaling. This ebook matters because it bridges the critical last-mile gap in climate communication. By weaving local voices and lived experiences into short, fact-check narratives, we transform temperature anomalies and emission figures into vivid stories people remember and act on, a method shown to heighten risk perception and spur behavior change. Abbas et al. 2022. Trust grows when users see both familiar faces and clear citation badges, countering misinformation that often clouds online spaces. An offline-ready format means farmers, students, and elders with patchy connectivity still get timely guidance, while the one-tap upload tool lets them add fresh evidence after every flood or drought. As stories circulate, communities co-own the knowledge, motivating practical steps, from adjusting planting calendars to lobbying for resilient infrastructure, that collectively lower vulnerability and advance climate justice.